Okay. First of all, thank you so much. I think if we really look at all the odds which were stacked against this, what we call a mini retreat, still, there were leaders and there were folks who believed that this can be done. And why I'm saying that, there is a reason. On your table, can you see the name tags out here? Can you? Yes or no? There is a reason. The intent to know each other as a GCC community is largely missing. We're always happy to look at what's there on the website, look at the leaders who are aggregating, congregating together and say, look, why don't we kind of meet when the networking happens during the break? No. In the next 4 hours, during those intervals where the speakers are changing, use that opportunity to network with each other. And there is a reason. I've personally seen the list of 123 GCC country heads, MDs, site leaders who actually are joining today. Eclectic, marquee, each and every leader, if you look at their pedigree, their credentials, their performance, immaculate. And that's one of the reasons why today, when we are talking about GCC acceleration, some of us, when I was talking during the inaugural pre-event kind of a discussion, they said it's a GCC gold rush. It is. But along with the GCC gold rush, the onus and the responsibility to make it big, larger, and much more, I would say, buoyant, lies on us. Because there is one intrinsic, eccentric difference between a GCC versus another. Any thoughts over there? What's a difference between an X and a Y GCC? Leadership? Culture? Any other thoughts? Sorry? Empowerment? Innovation? People, talent? The difference is each and every GCC has a story to tell. And that's exactly what makes a GCC unique. Best practices, replicability, not possible. Any kind of amalgamation of operating models, unless it's well understood, not possible. Because the way every GCC starts to the way it evolves, scale, augments, and really reach that pinnacle of the next level, it's a very individual journey altogether. A couple of months back, Lalit, me, and Smita sat together, and one of the ideas Lalit proposed was all about, look, there are events today, and in fact, as we see, everyone is doing GCC event, and this is one of them, one of it as well. But the fact over there, getting leaders come together, this whole exchange of ideas, the collective wisdom, and more importantly, the ability to talk to each other, which the other person can understand, will make this event much more differential. And the reason is, if you see, very, very thoughtfully designed over the last couple of months in terms of what should go into this. Over the next 4 hours, we don't want to bore you with something what you've seen already. It's all about dialogues. It's all about exchange. And one thing which is constant in this event for the next 4 hours, ask questions. Many of us in this room are coming with an intrigue. What exactly lies for the next 4 hours? Honestly, there's no magic wand out here. Possibly each one of you are standout, noteworthy, absolutely, I would say, proven leaders. What exactly will change in the next 4 hours? Nothing. But the ability to open up, the ability to exchange views, perspective, is important in this. And the reason, I was talking to KSV in the morning, and he said, look, Sameer, if we are not talking today about anything macro and micro, we are missing the larger picture. When I was talking to Lalit about this whole curation of the agenda and the themes which should go into this, one of the things which very clearly stood out was the strategic orientation we all need to have given the mix of situations which is happening all across. And many of you are aware, many of you have been featured and quoted in those kind of topical news and I would say articles as well. Let me start with what lies ahead in terms of the next 4 hours. One, a very marquee, eclectic crowd, set of almost about 100 plus GCCs in this room. There's a lot one can actually learn everything all about what at one stage. Second, it's an experience out here, and that's exactly what we're trying to build. 3 zones, pre-event zone, what you saw where there was a walking wireless, this whole ability for us to network with a very open kind of let's say, an approach. This is the area where the magic happens for the next 4 hours in terms of dialogues, conversation, but with a difference which is bite-size learning, bite-size information insights, because sessions today have lost appeal if you're running for 45 minutes, 50 minutes. So spotlight talks, front-runner talks, lounge special, leaders exclusive. We also have a special address and we also have a celebrity guest, 𝗪𝗲𝗲 𝗫𝗏 towards the end over a fireside session. What's more important? There is one aspect which is very clearly seeping into GCCs, AI. It's got different renditions, AI, Gen AI, agentic AI. I mean, depends on the maturity of each and every GCC, but the fact over there is that there are terms today evolving where we are talking about AI native GCC, but that's not important. The terms, acronyms today keep on changing. What's more important today is beneath the surface, amidst all that wherewithal of what can happen, the idea to really look at the art of possible is not relevant. It's about promise to life. More important, when we talk about, these are the themes which will be talked across the next 3.5, 4 hours. And how we have spaced out, there are 2 kind of distinct, I would say, sessions. One, which is happening now until around 5:45, 6 o'clock, where we take a very quick break, high tea. And during the high tea, there is an experience where what we call today CYOP. Any guesses? What does that acronym CYOP stands for? Today, we are all in a world of acronyms. I mean, there is MAGA, there is NAMO, there is CYOP. Create your own perfume. Well, yeah, that's just created just in my thoughts, yeah. We have a perfumery workshop you can just have along with the tea. The second half of this session is where the lounge special, the panel discussion, some of these spotlight talks about talking about the real impactful use cases of AI will start happening. And to end with, we also have our special address. I don't want to reveal the name, that's been kept as a secret, but you can see on the agenda. We also have 𝗬𝗲 in a fireside session with 𝗪𝗲 𝗫𝗏. And one of the things which 𝗬𝗲 has ensured, getting a promise from 𝗪𝗲 𝗫𝗏, he's still not there, 𝗬𝗲, I can take a liberty, he will be absolutely provocative. So stay put for that, it's a very interesting session. And the last but not the least, and this is where what we say the experience part comes in. What you see on your desk is an agenda, but on the back side, there is a dinner menu. Again, we got all the chefs of Leela together and said, okay, tell us what the leaders like. Honestly, they had no answers. And that's the reason they said, can we make, and in my term, I call it potpourri, but they said, can we make a global set of cuisines? And what you will see outside during the dinner time is all those bunch of interactive food stations along with the mixologists. Feel free to have your curated drinks. But the whole, again, intent is this event cannot happen if we don't have the patrons and the sponsors out here. Can we have a huge round of applause for each one of them? Sometimes you do realize that when you are talking about premium experiences, the patrons are looking at each one of those facets about the carpet to the light to the all the, is it worth the money? But let me tell you, I think what's more important is whenever we have reached out in terms of help, support, really that asking that, look, can we create this experience? We've got a very positive, receptive response. And thank you so much for all that support and all, which also means the partners over here will be speaking in multiple sessions. And more importantly, it's all about when we say, how do you really start reimagining the future, the new next of GCCs? And that's why these sessions carry a lot of prominence. Many of you during the pre-event area asked me about that, look, what's 𝗃𝗏𝗖 all about? Honestly, in the last 5 years, we've also discovered ourselves. A segment and an industry which never existed. A segment which is all about how do we get the best of the leaders in GCCs and AI together, create a platform, curate interventions and engagement, and let the community proliferate. And that's been our rallying cry. Serendipity sometimes lead to what we say really good receptivity. We learned our own, I would say, through trials and tribulations. What always remained constant was each one of you in this room, and I know many of you personally have always supported us in saying, look, let's get it done. And that's something which has really pushed the team at our end in terms of taking this approach to the next level. This is what the community is all about. 1,500 by and wide AI GCC leaders from almost about 980 organizations by and wide. 52,000 members paid active from 34 countries. And more importantly, 430 plus GCCs and 690 plus GCC leaders. Great part about this scale and outreach is the ability for us to really look at how do we create what we call a premier thought leadership has started now coming in, where each of the partner organization leader is trying to contribute in terms of how this platform seemingly can take it to the next level. And that's exactly why it's so important for us to really look, just a rendition about the kind of GCCs we have in terms of this 430. And I'm just trying to kind of fast track because I'm above time. This is a quick representation of the leaders, what we have. Leadership circle, we have got 4 leadership forum circles. Again, by and wide, upper crest. Can I see the hands of the upper crest leaders out here, please? Can you please raise your hand? I can't see at the back, but there are a few folks over there. Thank you so much for showing up. We also have our signature forum thought leader circle. We have GLC, what we have started, and we have a change maker circle, which is for the aspiring leaders as well. These are our signature events. In fact, that's something we believe all these events have been, I would say, the seed of thought from many of you in this room, and that's how we have taken it to the next level in terms of the new edition. We also have a GCC One platform, a very integrated marketplace approach where select partners are getting onboarded to really understand how they can actually look at demonstrating, exhibiting their capabilities, offering solutions, accelerators to the GCCs, because this whole accentuation of the ecosystem in the GCC is imperative and the need of the hour as well. We've been also awarded with the Trusted Brand in 2024 by Forbes. One of the milestones what we are taking, a very audacious one, that's what my team told me, but we said, okay, let's go ahead and do that, is we have filed for an SME IPO, perhaps the first AI platform company to go in for this. Thank you so much for your support. And this is where the session starts. The gentleman who will follow me, by no means, comes with something what we always believe that, look, a possibility happening today, what you see about 1,800 plus GCC, but this person saw that as a separate standalone segment when no one believed. I go back knowing this gentleman for perhaps 19 years now, and what seeds were sown today? One, everyone is trying to replicate. Second, this whole aspect of even our country waking up to create those GCC-specific policy is a reality. But more importantly, this person is again on the next level of what we say, how exactly India could be the preferred destination for the GCC for the next decade. Let me pause, take something which is a part of our highlight, which is an event show reel, and then introduce this person, please. Thank you so much.